Welcome to WROL Broadcast. I am Email. With me today, we have a whole cast of characters. We have M4.
Hello, everybody.
Hawkeye.
Hi, everybody.
Burger.
What's up, guys?
Almost F. Or almost
Hello.
F now.
How's it going, everybody?
And special guest, Feldmast, who's not only the Siege winner this month, but also the Tournament of Legends champion. Bringing
Hey
up the
everyone.
bacon. So your vote will count a little extra weight, unless it conflicts with mine this month.
Sounds good.
So, hate before we do anything, make sure the recording is on and your dog is tied to something.
Shoot, I forgot to start the recording. Gosh darn it.
Really?
Oh no, it started
I
on
knew
its
it.
own. Yes, it started on its own. We're good.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
You
don't know
had
when-
one job.
It started 8 minutes ago, so maybe it started a little late, but it started. So we're good. We're good, guys.
All right.
Um,
Let's go.
so let's go
That
ahead
means
and
we
get
have, we have bonus footage of me trying to dial in 9 times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll just leave it all in. Because I'm too lazy to edit now. So, but with that, let's get into the Toon of the Month. And Feldmast, let's start with you as the Siege champion. Who was your Siege Toon of the Month?
Well, I would say it would be between two people. There was two people I would always be using. It was Zod and Grail. Grail was probably in most of my matches a little bit more than Zod, but Zod's leadership, being the only leader as a siege bonus, was super handy.
How dare you disrespect Crypto like that, dumbass? He's a leader too.
I didn't have him, so I can't say on.
Not the leader we wanted, but the leader we got.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would echo the Grail comment, because I did not use Zod. And granted, I was slumming it down in the rank 210 range, but Grail was shockingly good for me this siege. Burger, how about you?
We probably actually should have gone in order of who, where they ranked. But I would do Zod probably. I liked Grail a lot. She was badass, but who I found myself using the majority of matches would be Zod.
How about you, M4?
I'm going to say Jace just because he's the only decent taunter in this whole cast of Siege bonus tunes. And I'm saying that with an RB5 Donna Troy.
Donna Troy's trash. Hawkeye, how about you?
For me, it was kind of close between all three of the ones that have been mentioned so far. I personally would go with Zod just because of the versatility. His leader was nice, but he was also usable off lead, so he was definitely in the majority of my comps this month.
Okay. I'm going to say this now. Hate mail will not remember anything of the tunes that we said, and he's going to go by what he likes.
Almos, who was yours?
I'm going to say the tune that died the least all siege, which was Grail. Which she actually didn't die at all. And I think the one match I lost, I didn't use her. So she was a pain to face, especially if you killed the rest of her team and not her. She would just go nuts and kind of cripple your team at times.
So I think we are kind of tied with Grail and Zod for the Toon of the Month. So
I like Jace better than Zod personally.
I'd never used, like, Zod actually was my least used of the bonus tunes. Granted, I was low ranked, but when you were facing just atrocitus dick teams, I couldn't get Zod in there most of the time. So I think that is a tie. So I think Grail is our Toon of the Month.
I was expecting Jace to win by a landslide. So.
What an
It's
upset.
not bad, but I don't know. Something about him just is off at L5.
Yeah. I couldn't RB him.
I will say that out of all the tunes I lost this month, I think I lost the majority to Jace. So I could definitely see why some folks would think that he'd be Toon of the Month.
Yeah, I mean, he was good. I liked him personally, but I was.
Well, we'll discuss him when
Yeah,
we
well.
get to him.
So why don't we talk about Grail? Because I'm kind of surprised at the B votes because she really I did not like her originally, but this siege I found her to be probably the best of the bonus tunes. So, I voted her A. Almost, you voted A as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just because of that quick ramp, how her turn meter gets going, certain combos, especially under Dark Side, that's great. And she purges buffs.
Yeah, that was the buff purging really I found useful. And then she was the only one of my only if stupid Spectre wiped out a team, she could actually stay alive long enough to kill him.
Exactly. I mean, as at L5, she's pretty tanky.
Yeah.
You're judging her because of the siege bonus tunes, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, but I didn't face any bonus tunes.
PvP. In normal PvP, would you guys find yourself using her and still ranking her an A?
Yes.
Over Zod, absolutely. Or some of the other A tunes that we have.
Well, yeah.
Well, but Zod kind of helps, with the can't miss and stuff, being able to go out there and kind of go after some of the dick tunes we see in the meta.
Yeah, I don't know. It just whenever I use him against Cheshire, he just dies. So because he
can't. Well, most people die.
Yeah, I know, Cheshire. But he just. I don't know.
I think a little bit of me dies every time I face Cheshire. So
of the tunes, it looks like we're gonna rank A. I feel like she's as good as the rest of them on this list. Personally, M4, what's your hang up for B tier?
So, B is the tier is not an indicator of whether they're good or not. It's just an indicator of how they stack up against others, right? So it's not because she's bad. She's actually quite decent. I was surprised how good she was, but she's a blue damage dealer, right? So she's gonna have to deal with the likes of who's a good A. Oh, let's count the S tiers first, like Black Adam. Oh, Black Adam is an A, right? So there's no way you're gonna use her over Black Adam. So you have Etrigan, you have Stitch. So there's absolutely no way she finds a spot on your team. There's just so many better blues than even Vandal Savage. Hate to say this, is better than her.
And obviously Wonder Girl.
Yep.
Wizard Shazam. I think it's definitely better than him. Or her.
See, I don't compare them to the other blues in the tier. I can just on their own. How do they hold up?
Well, one of the things.
Literally comparing against.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just.
I do think that this siege definitely stacked in her favor. Being able to sit there and hide behind Jace gave her time to ramp. So she wasn't necessarily a target. You had Zod, you had Crypto, you had Captain Atom. So you had a lot of greens for her to take advantage of, and she didn't really have a big red that could take her out right out of the gate. So she always had time to get going. So I think that the siege definitely did her some favors.
I have a question for Hate Mail. So, Hate, who's better, Ice or Grail?
Oh, definitely Ice.
See, and we're all fine that Ice is a B. There you go.
I think Ice is an A, though, so.
Yeah, he had Ice as an S tier, I think.
Yeah, I mean, she's borderline S in my mind.
Yeah.
At RB5.
But Grail is an L5, and she did very well.
I like Grail a lot. I want RB4. I only have RB3 shards so right now. So I did like her, but yeah, I think whenever you match her up with everything else that we see normally running around, I wouldn't find myself using her in normal PvP behind a ton of other people.
Well, let's hear from the Siege and Tournament of Legends champion who voted A.
Well, first off, my Grail's RB2, so I'm going off of my RB2 Grail. So the best thing about her is obviously her ramping. she gets turn meter, so she can continuously just keep on ramping and getting turns because of her speed ups. And I really don't know how to explain it. I think the only thing that is maybe would keep her away from an A tier is her 2 being mugged. She's not getting her turn meter on the 2, which is like a portion of her kit.
Would you bring her the TLL to TLL 10?
I think I would. I think she's surprisingly decent against certain meta comps. Once she's ramped up, it's over. I mean, she can kill Trigons. She can kill a lot of things.
Maybe at RB2.
Oh yeah, I'm going off of my RB2 here, but
Well, we're gonna vote on L5, and our L5s don't do any of those things.
Mine can kill Trigon. There was many a time where I had, because remember I was in rank like 190, so all the teams were jerk teams.
I also just think she has just one of the best gear sets in the game. So
Yeah,
that's
because a lot of times I couldn't bring any bonus tunes except one, and Grail was the only one that usually could make the cut against these ultra dick teams that I had at rank 200.
Stitch every day of the week, Kyle.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, but
you're
Stitch is
just
S
all
tier.
having
Yes,
recency bias.
Stitch is easily S tier. I think
Nick,
someone was comparing Vandal. Was that you, M4?
yes, I did.
Vandal's
Say
such
Vandal.
trash.
No,
I don't see the hype for Vandal. I don't use him. I think he's awful compared to Grail.
because Grail needs to do something to ramp. Vandal takes a turn, he has those interrupts, and then he also doesn't die. So I don't know, man.
Exactly. He's always death immune until you're ready for him to just absolutely destroy something.
But that death immune is great. But otherwise, I think I would choose Grail.
So, Hate, what's the verdict? We're gonna get stuck on Grail.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on, there's
A hot topic.
There's 3 A's and 3 B's. And,
Community has B.
Yeah, but the Siege and Tournament of Legends champion weighs more than the community.
But he's judging it on RB2, Grail.
But Hate has an
Fine,
L5, and he also
I'll leave it be.
We have a council of 7 here.
I'll leave it be, but I don't feel good about it.
I think she slept on. That's all I'll say.
That's fine. We'll leave her be. So she's ignored.
I think we need to change the God Killer in her name to like the Zod Killer, because I think that's all she really did all Siege.
There you go.
No. She definitely killed Captain Adams with ease as well. Come on.
So moving on, let's discuss Crush, who I'm going to abstain voting on because I never geared her. Because she just looked dumb. So
How many crushes have you seen in Siege?
I saw like 2.
I saw 1, maybe 0.
I saw her maybe once or twice. That's it. I think that's telling us all we need to know.
I'm kind of surprised that she's making it into B tier with Grail.
No,
I mean,
absolutely.
I will say her passive is kind of annoying if you face her. If she starts hitting that, and then you get the buff immunity going, it that does kind of suck. But then also, if she's kind of the same way as you guys were talking about Grail. If she survives getting hit a couple times, she's gonna smack the shit out of your team.
She kind of can, yes. But she has the wrong gear set, though. She just dies.
She does die easily, for sure.
Yeah,
I hate the taunt thing.
Both M4 and Feldmass voted C. So Almost and Hawkeye, you guys voted B. So
Yeah.
Do you think she's as good as Grail is my question.
I mean, for me, she barely made B. It's just because she has a lot of cool things in her kit that like she can be. She was annoying for me to face a couple times I saw her, even during her Wraith week, or when she was the bonus toon, in her week. I like turn meter manipulation, but it's just she's not as good as Grail, but I think her kit's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I think Crush has some glaring issues in her kit. It kind of works against itself at times, but the biggest thing is she just needs better sustain. Because she gets the 15% true heal when she's damaged, but it does you no good when Zod's one-shotting you because you have that taunt. So she gets the taunt, but she can't get rid of it quick enough. That's my biggest issue with her. I think she's very low B, high C. I wouldn't have a problem with her in either tier, but I do think that she does some cool stuff in her kit. And with just a little bit more sustain to her, I paired her with Aquaman Summon in Wraith and had some success with it, just being able to avoid crit damage. She's a lot of fun to play with, so I think she's. I mean, C. I think you have to have a bad kit, bad stats, and I don't think she has either of those things.
It's a bad gear set. And this is the first time in forever I considered not getting a legendary upgrade. Because if she taunts passively, she's just gonna die. I'm not gonna lose sleep if she gets a B.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion either way. Based on
I'm
what I've
with them,
seen,
Corey.
she seems like a C tier toon, but I haven't used her, so I can't really say. All right, moving on. Crypto. Let's start with you, Burger. You've had him the longest.
Honestly, the only reason I would tell anybody to buy him, that I would suggest it, is if the developer somehow added into him where you have the Rock's voice asking him if you can smell what the Rock is cooking. Outside of that, I said it, whenever I did the crypto discussion the other day and kind of went through his kit. I think his kit has potential, but it's all jumbled up. I think legendaries are on the wrong moves. And it's like, hey, you have a legendary, for example, True Sight, is on the same one that you'd want him to throw taunt and enrage on somebody, but you're not getting True Sight till you use that. And so if somebody has a turn 0 taunter, you're just making their case better by him only being able to use that and throwing taunt on that toon. And so to me, you'd want that kind of being able to have True Sight around it so you could hit, Spectre or Trigon or somebody that's hiding behind some of the dick toons. It's just, I think, the kit in itself, it has some interesting parts, but it's just all jumbled up, and I think it's in the wrong order.
Yeah, I agree with you. Riddler had this exact problem and they fixed it on a rework, right? He was supposed to apply a taunt on someone, but doesn't have True Sight. So it's still going to go to the taunter, right? So it's just a waste. And then apply True Sight afterwards.
How about you, Hawkeye? You voted trash.
Oh wow, you're so harsh. I just voted C.
Yeah, to me, I mean, trash. I mean, his 2, I do like his 2 with the stun and stuff, and so I don't think trash is a little harsh, but hey, we got to mix it up sometimes.
Yeah.
Biggest problem is he's a leader, and then and just because of that, one of his skills is useless, right? Because there's absolutely no way you're gonna use him as a leader because the leader sucks, and also he's so darn slow, and he does things at the end of his turn, so it's so useless. And then everything Burger said about the skills, so he's C but not quite trash for me.
Yeah, Hawkeye, why do you pick trash? You're muted, by the way.
Yeah, I was wondering why we couldn't hear him.
Oh, I was doing this as a tribute to Loot. We need to back the animal control truck up and take crypto to the pound.
Oh man.
The kid's nonsensical. Like Berger pointed out, you have a taunt on a move that gives True Sight. You have a very slow leader that does things at the end of his turn, and what he does at the end of his turn is not as effective as it needs to be. So, I mean, really, he's probably C tier, but shout out to Loot.
Yep. Shout out to Loot. And then for those of you wondering, Loot has come. He's not retired because he's still doing raids, but he's pretty close to retired. He's a little further
Tired.
along than I am in the barely playing mode. So, unfortunately, we may not see him again unless the game has a renaissance. And I just lost my recorder, so let me just make sure it's still recording. There it is. Okay. All right, let's move on to...
So he finished what, C, right?
Yeah, so he lands on C. The community voted B, but I think it's because they haven't used him yet. So let's go to
Yeah, it's
Batman.
based off of very limited use.
Let's do Batman Jace Fox.
Yeah, let's talk about the real
Which,
toon of the month.
now I kind of want to change my vote. If Grail's B, he's probably B.
I was so close to calling Jace B, but changed my mind.
Well, yours is RB5 though, isn't it?
No,
Oh, okay.
he's still fine.
That's
I'm torn because he is kind of borderline AB. He's pretty. He's pretty good, but he's also not the best.
I can be swayed. Let's see.
Yeah, Feld, what do you think?
Yeah, let's hear Feld's.
So my only issue with Jace was he pretty much was the one to die in Siege if anything was going to happen. I didn't think his damage was that great unless he got the 3 hit. But when you see a singular rebirth on him, he's amazing. You gotta choose when you want to use the 2, when you want to put the death immune down, and most of the time when you want to use the 3, you're gonna get retaliated, get disease put on you. It doesn't help much. That was my issue with Jace.
The good thing is, I mean, he does purge, some of them, right?
But, yeah.
But I don't
when
know.
You're facing,
I think
when
he's
you're
somebody who has to
facing,
play like the correct way. Like in this siege, especially, like you had to open up with this 3 because even though his 1 would be better to, especially if you had somebody that wasn't taunting, and it could start stacking the in-ups like as he's doing each one, and it's progressively hitting harder and harder. You want to use his 1, but if you start off with that, you're leaving him exposed to the Zods, the Captain Atom. And so you kind of have to pick and choose. So I found like it was like, hey, always open up with 3 unless Captain Atom's over there. Then maybe start off with this 2, or if you can get to somebody else, uses 1. But you kind of had to really play him the right way. But if you did, I mean, he was doing really well. I think he's absolutely worth A. I mean, like he combats the meta a little bit. He does hit hard. You can get to a Spectre, somebody really quickly, and he can start wiping out awareness and then hitting hard and again, just hitting harder and harder. If he's able to start off with his 1, whenever he uses his 3, he's going to slap somebody pretty hard. So, I think adding the shield, I think he does his kit's pretty solid. He holds up pretty decent. I mean, I know we said against Zod, but almost everybody's going to die against Zod, at equal level. But I think he's absolutely A. Let's see. Almost said B.
Yeah. The only use I got out of him is just when he was passively attacking. The active attacks, I was disappointed. And maybe I made that mistake of not opening up with his 3, like Berger said. But it was like a lot of times I'm just kind of like, just don't die this match. And he's probably the one who died the most from me in Siege. So I just had to like build teams around him that would just get me a 3-star. Hence Atro.
I feel like he could go either way. So it looks like our vote is pretty tied right now, M4.
So yeah, I was torn on this. My initial vote on Jace is he's a B. The problem with him is that his 4 is very specific. If there's no disease on him, it's just a useless skill, right? So, and if there's no disease, then he's basically a red damage dealer. And then there are better reds like Connor, right? And then he's constantly taunting and which is good and could be bad, right? Because you need to protect him. I don't open with his 3 because of Captain Atom. I usually open with his 2 that gives him
Same.
awareness and crit immunity and shields. And then you can get to his basic. So the reason I voted A is just because there's so many what's his name, Trigons out there, even in Siege. So that's why in the current meta he's probably an A just because you're gonna get full access to his kit. But otherwise he would have been a B.
Okay.
But he'd be a great RB. I mean that basic just smacks.
Looks like he squeaks into A. I don't have an argument against that. I think he can I think he's right on the border.
Yeah, he is.
And I think if the meta shifts at some point, he'll probably fall out. But for now.
For now, he's there.
All right, moving on to Zod. And we had a pretty mixed bag of votes. It looks like mostly Bs. Almost you think Zod's an A. Or not.
Almost muted.
He's muted.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
But I'm sure you were making amazing points.
Yes.
Exactly. Oh, wow, 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 wow. I mean, he's better than before. He's improved. Kept his can't miss. Now you got like Team Colossus on crits. I don't know. I think he's better than he was before. I didn't think he was bad, but he just didn't fit in the meta before, and I think he's a lot more usable now.
M4, you voted B.
Yes, because I was hoping he could be a good leader. Well, he's not a bad leader. It's just that outside of raids, you're probably not going to use him as a leader. And it's so close. He can purge positive immunities, but it's hard to take advantage of because you need really fast teammates. And you can do that with Shiva, but then also you still can solve the Atrocitus Supergirl meta with him. And almost is right. He's better, but not much better than he was before. The one thing I'm gonna give him that you can really use outside of lead is his 2 is now really good because more shields, and then applies the buffs to his teammates. That's what really makes him better. The leader is probably not gonna matter because you're never gonna use him as a leader. So given that, he's just marginally better than before, so it's not enough for me to bump him up to an A.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he's that terribly great. Feldmast, you voted A?
I think that was mainly just because of the siege bonus tunes, but when you're actually talking about it, I was thinking like comparing to like him to Coops, who's an A tier tune, it's uncomparable. But his 2 is just really good because of the copy buffs. So like my teammates will just be hitting super hard because of those buffs.
Especially another tune you guys look like you're about to downgrade to A tier, who's like 85,000 times better than him, so. Of the same family.
I see what you're talking about. We'll get to him. We will get to him.
Alright. So it looks like Hawkeye, did you have any comments on Zod before we give him a B?
Nah, everybody nailed exactly what I had to say.
Alright, let's move on to Donna Troy, and why don't you kick off with her Hawkeye?
She's just a one-trick pony. The taunt really doesn't do her any favors anymore. And her stats just don't make sense for what she's trying to accomplish. She definitely is in need of a rework. Awareness is not what it once used to be just because of the amount of disease floating out there. And really it's not just her. These next 3 tunes that we're covering were all kind of big disappointments for me this month.
Yeah, I thought she was terrible. I voted trash. I thought she's trash for a while now. Feldmast, you voted C as well?
Yeah, I kind of was debating T or C, but she has that decent passive, keeping her still semi-okay, but the taunt just doesn't help her at all.
Um,
I,
and-
I don't know. I mean, like, I mean, obviously, you know, she's not as tanky as we'd want her to be. You know, I think awareness, you know, again, like I know it's not as relevant. I do still think, you know, she can take a hit. Like if I'm facing an RB4 versus my RB4, so I would assume the same thing. L5 Shiva to L5 Donna Troy, like she's not always one hit KOing. So she can take a hit from the people that you kind of want her to. But you know the fact that you know she helps cooldowns, can add you know another awareness later for other people. I don't think she's definitely not T, maybe high C or low B. But yeah, I think you guys are being really harsh on her.
well, I mean, I'm the only one who voted trash. Everybody else voted C. I think C, even Doombox in chat is, I think, not disagreeing with C, which he loves him some World Engine. So, M4, you're also in agreement with B.
Yeah, she's B just because of her second passive. She brings about like all those combos. Oh yeah, the world engine. Then there's if you have like a move that you can spam over and over, like let's say a Jesse Quick 2. So yeah, she still has a place. But yeah, just the taunt is really detrimental to her kit. But
Yeah.
C or T just too much. I can't bring her down from a B.
It looks like she will make C, based on the votes.
Okay.
And I'm not
Oh,
fudging it.
just
It's-
because of you. Just
I'm-
because
I'm-
of you.
Well, no, if I did C, it's also C. 1, 2, 3, 4
You're right.
C's.
Fine.
And 2
I
Bs.
wasted 10 rebirth tokens on her.
I did as well. So,
I'm so mad right now.
you know, she was worth it for a good while. So,
Yeah, she had her time in under
Yeah.
the sun, so it's okay.
so
She'll come
without fudging the numbers, she dropped to C.
Mm.
Lady Shiva, talk about C.
There's no bias whatsoever.
I didn't even vote C. I'm just joking. I should have. I don't think I used her one time this entire siege. She's probably a B tier at RB5, but below our at L5, I don't think she's good at all. And M4 voted B at RB5, so why don't you start?
Good. Well, when she came out, I was like, I have to RB5 this character because she can just destroy anyone without a crit. But now she's power crept, and then even with so much help, you can't just guarantee a kill, and that's at RB5. So at L5, I can't give her anything higher than a B because her main job, she can't do. Well, she
Yeah.
still does a lot of other things. She can fast purge, proc Lex, but then he just lose out on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I don't even know what the argument is for B at L5 because she can't kill anything. And most of the time, you don't want to go first because you lose.
Well, she can purge Jace so you can kill him. That's why so many Jaces were lost
Yeah.
because of her.
Yeah, but that's the problem part when you're trying to mirror the actual Supergirl teams, and she goes first, and that pisses off the opponent's Supergirl.
Yep.
That's trouble.
Oh, that's just poor planning, though.
Yeah. No, I thought about that. I didn't find out the hard way.
I mean, she does. I mean, her kit's pretty good. I mean, she stacks awareness. She can reuse her too if you time that correctly and take somebody out. You know, there's no cooldown, purging. She's fast. I mean, she really. I mean, ignores awareness. Like, she does a lot. Like, again, like you kind of look at, why she, what her job is for. A lot of these strong mystic toons. I mean, she does what she's supposed to do. I absolutely think she's.
Do you think she's better than Grail?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I don't
Me
see
too.
that at all.
Yes, me too. Me too. She has
Yep.
more utility. What she does, nobody else does. She's just not very good at it. Grail comes time a dozen. Blue heavy hitter AOE. So
Can we put "Do you think she's better than Grail" on a T-shirt?
I'm trademarking that right now. By the way.
I always gotta pick one character to compare everybody against. But I
I
don't know,
think
she's garbage.
I think if Shiva just gets a stat boost,
That
she would
boost,
be
oh yeah,
great.
she's gonna be back to A. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sure.
she's one of the few characters I will agree with a stat boost she could be.
Her kid is
think-
really good.
Yeah, her
She
kit
just
is
power
really
crit.
good. It's just my issue as someone who has her RB5 also is she can't kill an L5 Trigon without a crit. And that kind of annoyed me. So
All right, so it looks like she made it to B, based on all the votes. Next up is Captain Adam, who is a B. It looks like we got a little bit of siege bias in some of the votes, but it looks like
I had him A prior too. When
I think
he first got his
really,
rework,
really
I had
good.
him A then as well. He's definitely somebody that you have to plan for.
Oh yeah.
Like you're trying to one hit KO him. Pick when you're trying to hit him. If
Then he
he,
doesn't die.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
If he takes a hit and procs his 50% to use his 2,
yeah. I mean,
It
it's
gets scary.
God damn it.
he's so good.
on defense he's scarier, but on offense he never uses his two.
Exactly, hate mail.
He never
I had him.
uses.
I had him use it pretty frequently this siege. I feel like.
Mine never
Yeah,
used
but
it.
if he does, mine does as well from time to. But if he doesn't, you're kind of like, God damn it.
Well,
Well, to be fair, if anybody that has a passive doesn't do it, I'm like, God damn it.
also I was never afraid to use Atrocitus teams against him because Supergirl would just murder him.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He
absolutely.
So, a lot of times I was facing Atrocitus teams with Captain Adam, and I could just mirror with
I think it's hard to compare
I know.
teams against HS Supergirl.
I
Yeah,
do have a
but
question. I have a question though. Is
I
he
mean,
better than Grail?
Damn it!
definitely not. My Grail murdered
Definitely
him.
not.
Grail could one shot him
I still
easy.
think Grail's an A tier. But,
I
you
do
know.
too. That's why I'm like, if he's gonna be an A tier,
I mean,
No,
he's
it's-
a nude eunuch, basically.
Since my Captain Adam's RB4, he was just melting everything. I don't know about L5. which is
L5 he doesn't
another
kill
issue.
that much.
So that's why might be able to say he's a B tier.
I mean, it didn't matter for me, offense or defense. He just felt like he'd been neutered this siege. Like, he did not feel like he was triggering anywhere close to 50%. Rather, I was hitting him, rather mine was getting hit.
Oh, for me, it felt the opposite. I was just getting the proc every single time on the bot boards.
Well, because the boss have AoEs, most of them.
Yeah.
But
So you get 2 chances to proc.
I mean, he's good. I mean, the turn meter manipulation. You know, his passives hitting underneath shield awareness, adding disease. Like he's good.
See,
He's really good.
but-
He's just inconsistent. That's his
Well,
problem.
let me ask you guys a question though, because your votes are going to carry him to A tier. Outside of Siege, would you still say he's A tier? Because I never see him outside of the Siege.
Ooh, probably not. He's gonna die.
But all you see outside of Siege is
A disease-based
Atrocitus
meta, you would
Supergirl.
think he would fit in.
Oh, he's one of the worst
Honestly-
disease dudes.
Yeah.
It's hard because there are certain toons that counter disease, and one is Indigo. Indigo 1 really counters Captain Atom and Punchline more than she counters Trigon and Cheshire. So it's kind of hard to place him compared to the other disease toons. So I can kind of see why as you would say B, but for Siege he was definitely A.
Well, but we're not. The tier list isn't
Yeah,
this
it's
last
Yeah.
Siege.
Yeah.
It's what the point is going forward. And if you're would you bring him to Tournament of Legends ever? Would he be an A tier character?
No, because you don't go to TOL with RNG.
Yeah, unless you're
But-
Just saying that
Well,
sounds
I mean-
that sounds like a B tier.
Unless you want
Here's
to
the-
go out with RNG.
I mean, here's the thing with Captain Atom too is, when you're not applying 75 disease per turn, like two of the toons currently taking over the game, you're just not as good. So you at a certain point, you'd rather go for protection for those toons that are putting all those disease out rather than just trying to pile on more disease.
Well, it looks like he'll make it back to A tier, and the next month we'll demote him back to B tier. Because that's probably what will happen. Alright, moving on.
It just sounds so wrong that he gets an A, but anyway.
It really does. He just, because
You know what-
outside
you know
of the
what?
siege, you guys aren't going
Would
to vote him
changing my ranking go to B?
Yes.
I change it to B.
Okay.
Don't fall into peer
No,
pressure.
no.
Go with your gut.
You voted. You voted.
Hey,
If Grail's not A, he's not A.
So what
I'm-
about right now if I just change hate mail's vote to A? Does that move it back to A?
There we go.
Mine just dropped to C tier.
I'm pretty sure that's voter fraud.
I think everyone who did better in Siege than hate mail was like, vote
No,
matters.
Yeah. Well,
Fake news.
I was giving.
There's a reason we're having a discussion, so we can be swayed, right?
Yeah.
You have to listen and then see if you're.
Well, you have to.
most
You can't
voter.
just. So this. It's not just this siege. It's rank. It's. Would you bring him outside of siege?
It's
I would.
really hard.
I probably.
I mean, in a
would.
future
You
siege,
already
would you
have
bring
him
him?
RB5.
Would you
too.
bring him to the next siege? That's what the community tier list is for, and not just this past siege.
Well, why would
Not
you bring
even mentioned Adam.
Jonathan?
Different Adam. Historic.
All right, hate your call. Should we let it stick? To B?
I think I'm looking at B tier on the screen, so
All right.
B
All
it
right,
is.
Here we go. All right, stats boost. Here we go.
Black Adam, a Black Mask. He got stat boosted.
Yes.
Can I ask why we're even bothering to vote on stat boost?
Yeah, I don't know. Just let's
We'll
just
be quick.
we'll be quick.
He's-
Black Mask.
He's the same. He's the
Anybody
same.
notice any difference? I'm gonna say probably no.
I think he's actually a little better, but nothing warranting to.
Not enough.
bring it
Not
to
enough to
A.
jump, right?
Yeah.
It's basically the same.
Hawk Girl, I
She needed speed.
used her one time. I didn't notice any difference.
Yep.
Hawkeye, I'll let you make a comment.
I used her plenty. Didn't notice a difference.
Like-
You know, she's still fun, but still not better than a B anymore.
Yeah, she does look like a B. Yeah.
Savitar, it looks like
Oh.
he fell from his C tier.
All right, I'm going to tell you why I think he sucks. All right. So I thought, all right, he has an AOE basic. He got a stat boost. Let's bring him with Azrael. I used him. He killed absolutely no one. He still sucks, even under atrocities and stat boost. So that just tells me he's crap.
Back the truck up.
Also, his passives are just not that good.
He's crap.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
he's terrible.
If atrocities
definitely
can
not
make you
better than-
good, you really suck.
So the only C tier I see is Burger.
Well, because he has an RB4.
B4.
Okay.
Protect your investments.
Yeah, and I tried it. Well, I don't really care about that. I L5 everybody, right? And sometimes I buy the tunes like this month with crypto who sucks. So, so I don't.
Burger.
So I like the fact that he goes fast. His three does hit hard.
Look at that lovely avatar.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely can see, being trash here too. I'm not, when I say C, it's not like I'm like always on the verge of blossoming and hitting puberty and getting to B. He's absolutely borderline C and T. And so, I mean, I could go either way on it.
Burger, can you do me a favor? Can you check what his RB5 stats is? I think he's the strongest tune right now.
I think he's the highest power.
Highest powered is what I meant.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's definitely not the strongest team.
He's S tier.
No. Is he better than Grail?
12, 1, 2, 4.
Definitely
I
not.
think 12, 1, 2, 4. I think that's the strongest because right now it's
Black Lightning.
1
one?
point higher than Black Lightning.
That's-
Right, let's go.
That's just wrong.
Let's go. Race to the highest power.
Wow. I give him a D tier.
There's no D because hate mail hates D.
I'm still gonna give him a D.
All right, so that drops him to trash. Next on the list is Eclipso, which I'm kind of surprised that you guys are bumping him up.
Is he bumping up?
I see
Yeah.
you voted B, M4. Hawkeye voted B, so did almost. He was a C.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the stat boost. It has everything to do with monkey prints.
That's what I'm
Yes,
gonna say.
yes,
Okay.
bingo.
Yep.
You got it. It's the meta. It's the meta.
I haven't used him, so I just abstained to my normal.
Yeah.
state.
Either have I.
I
That's why I didn't vote him.
and I don't have monkey prints either, so I could see that. I was curious because I was very surprised because he was so bad before. So we're bumping
Right.
him to a B, not because of his stat boost, but because of. Let's just jump to monkey
The meta.
prints. So last month he got voted A. This month
Good team.
everyone's voting S.
I'm gonna say why.
Okay, let's hear it.
Uh, So he's still kind of like borderline super high A, low S as on offense because you just can't rely on it. But just it's so easy to just get him over the hump. Just protect him turn 1, put him with another annoying toon, and you just have like this recipe for like once he gets a turn, it's just over. It's just over. And then on defense, you all know how annoying he is in defense. So it's really not that hard to see that he's an S tier too, especially on defense.
Yeah, his kit's incredibly good. Like everything on it, he actually does have pretty good survivability. He is really good. I absolutely want to RB for him, and I may actually do that this month.
I'm with Historic. I have never seen him in PvP.
The story's
didn't play
literally
the game.
taking the last month off from the
Hold on.
game.
Wow.
Bro,
Hey,
all
you
I
play
see is
30
monkey
Hey,
prints.
you use your phone 30 minutes a week. That's why you don't see him.
30 minutes a day on average.
And Historic is on a hiatus, so that's why he never sees him. He's like all over the place.
Well, I'll just take your word for it.
I think my issue with Monkey Prince and why he's an S tier is there's not a lot of good counters, so you're forced to bring set counter. That's either with Hal Jordan, Brainiac. I think Brainiac's stock has gone up more than I used to like him because of
I've
being
not
a
had
Monkey Prince.
I've faced a lot of Monkey Prince as Siege because he was on like every team I faced at rank 210.
He's so annoying.
I didn't have any problems with him, which I'm going into the next character that we need to talk about, which is Terra.
What do you use against him?
I use Peacemaker and Connor. I don't give a shit if they enrage him. Let them just keep spanning their one all day long, and I just use them, and that's it.
Yep.
See, I used Peacemaker and Terra, and he was no problem. He got one shot at every time.
Oh yeah, your RB5 Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
You were just ahead of your time when you asked for a stat boost, right? You just foresaw everything.
What do we have him ranked right now? He better be at least A.
I think he's
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. He should be an A.
I thought he was like
Yes,
Omega
currently.
or something.
He should be S tier now. He counters
No,
everything.
that one.
Shut the hell
He's
up.
pretty good against most of the meta, I'll give you that, but I don't think he's S tier.
Yeah. No.
Eight's
I would give
victory
it an
lap
A.
on Peacemaker's probably the most annoying thing in DCL.
We really should have an entire tier list episode just talking about Peacemaker.
And you know what? I was right all along, so that's all I know.
It's like that certain who was it? I think it was Doom who was kind of like saying that Lex was great, and see now you're all seeing it because we got the rework, right? But I remember that podcast because I was listening to old episodes where he was like saying Lex was great even before the rework. Yeah, he's
I didn't
already
need a
8 tier,
rework.
right?
He just was good.
He just needed the stat boost and the meta to shift in his favor, and then he's like really good.
So let's talk Terra. I'm really surprised that you guys want to vote her a B. I mean, she's
She's
not
bugged
nearly as
to
good as
hell.
she used to be, but
Bugged.
she's still really good.
She's bugged to hell. That's why.
Bugs. That's why.
See, I don't even
Exactly.
notice the bugs. I don't know.
You don't play.
I ran in Siege. I had to run because of facing the dumb
My issue with Terra is with the bug. When you're coming against a monkey prince,
She can't
you're-
stop the enrage.
yeah, she can't stop that first enrage.
Yeah, but
It's
she
so
still
annoying.
uses her basic and puts all the
Yeah,
crap
but
on him.
everyone else is enraged, and then your
Yeah, but
whole
Peacemaker don't care.
strategies go to
He just slaps.
That's just one toon hate.
But and he can't use her with Nightwing either. So that's
But
the
is
worst.
she better? Is she better
Oh,
than
that's-
Grail though?
It's
Yes.
about equal. They're
Yeah,
both
but-
A tier.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, she's still a little better.
I think Grail's better.
I did message Reeves and tell her we were going to lower Terra 1 tier per month until they fix her freaking bugs. So I'm hoping that works.
I don't think it'll work. but
Well, it looks
sure.
like she's dropping to a B. I don't know. I mean,
Just
I think once her
just
bugs are
because
fixed,
she's bugged. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Once
going
her
to go
bugs
back.
fixed-
to
I'm not gonna argue because
I
she's
get it.
bugged. That's the main thing. This next one I will argue about that was Superman.
Okay,
Because-
let's hear it. Wow.
You want to demote him to an A? I just don't see how
That's
he's an A.
crazy.
He's still the hardest hitting green,
Mm,
pretty much.
I don't know about that.
He-
Let's see.
I'm,
He's-
yeah,
He's one of the only characters that actually counterattack for me ever.
I'm not scared of him anymore.
Just because you're not scared of him doesn't mean he's not useful. He's still
Yeah, but he's
I don't
not
even
like
think he's useful in this meta.
Yes,
Especially not as a leader.
Trigon just steals all of those
Yeah.
dead immunity.
he stuns
from
Trigon,
him.
and
he was
There's
voted
no
S for
difference.
scary. He's not scared anymore.
Superman is like the Superman,
Yeah.
Peacemaker, Terra. Who do I
He's
use?
not
Question.
even the second best Kryptonian. Like, how is he S tier?
You guys won't even vote Azrael down to A, and you guys want to bump Superman down.
Yeah, Azrael sucks now. He's like B tier.
I still
He-
get.
I still
It's
think
not
he's
very often I tell you
decent
this,
in
but
meta, but I don't think
it's
he's
a
that.
it's a 3-3 tie. Just
Yeah,
do
we
what you
can't-
do.
What's the
Oh,
community? What's the community say?
Yeah.
Community voted S.
There we go.
God,
Well, it
damn.
doesn't matter.
Community's wrong though.
I mean, guys, he is badass.
How many of them have a RB5 soups? That's the question. An RB5 soups works just like an RB5 Wonder Girl. They're just a completely different tune.
I have
No,
an
I'm
RB5
talking,
Soups,
like-
and I think he's not great.
But
He's
you look
good,
at him
not great.
L5 versus L5, right? Like he
Yes.
absolutely is badass. Like the stun, hitting outside, like he's fast as shit. You know, his three's badass. I mean, every move he has is bad. He has a can't miss, purges himself. I mean, he's such a good tune.
Yeah, just
You guys are
because
crazy.
one guy, Trigon.
Yeah.
is
Hey,
the counter.
Trigon and Spectre get him. Well, Trigon and Spectre fuck up everybody.
Well, there's just so many blues in this current meta. It's very hard to pick Superman. And I just think there's way better green options also. There's Supergirl.
What is Scoops right now? Is Scoops
Oh,
S tier or not?
Supergirl's only better
Yeah,
under.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
S tier right now.
Yeah. Coops is
Supergirl's
better.
only
Because
better
it's
under.
eight-
Oh, Coops? I don't know who Coops is.
Coops, Cyborg
I
Soups
think
is
Coops
A tier
is
right
way
now. And
better.
I think he's much better than.
Oh, not even
Superman.
close.
Oh,
Cyborg
man.
Superman, I bring him on a team, he just dies. Superman never dies.
I
When
think
Cyborg
Superman
Soup when
is gonna
Cyborg
hold.
Soup was bugged, he was
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
But now that he's not bugged anymore, he's not better.
No, he just stands there and dies.
But yeah. We can't judge him based off he dies to two tunes.
It's not just the two.
Oh
right.
man.
Let's move on. Aquaman.
We're torn here.
Doom, hate is not gonna let you in. I'm sorry.
Let him at the end. I don't have time. It's already 9 o'clock.
Yes, let's
We let Doom in.
take
It's
it.
going to take like an hour and a half. Aquaman, King of Atlantis.
Ooh, another
another
split in the middle.
Another split. I don't feel nearly as strongly about this one as I did the other one. I still think he's S tier because he's the only counter to all the speed meta. Plus, he does.
What
Speed
speed
meta
meta are you
is
talking about? What
Yeah,
speed
speed
meta?
meta.
There's not really a speed meta going on right now.
I know.
that's
I
for
mean, but
Everyone is hiding. Their
he counters a
slow,
lot of
annoying
stuff.
tunes.
A whole lot of stuff.
sure.
Like what?
Superman.
Yeah.
Nobody crits anymore. Everyone's slower than you and just waiting for you to die from disease.
And there's
So-
not
Why
much
nobody crits? Do you know why nobody crits? It's because of
because of
Aquaman.
disease.
No. No, because they're using Monkey Prince and like all those
Enchantress.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yes, all the rage now is those special tanks, annoying special tanks who don't crit a lot. He
I think
counters Zod.
KOA is just he wants to be the crit immune guy, but there's way better toons than him that can do the job just as well. There's Alan. I think Alan is just as pretty good as him at the moment. I mean, yeah, KOA has the speed counter, but there's not much
Nobody uses the turn meter
going
down
on.
move anymore, right? Because you don't want to
Exactly.
piss off dudes, right? You don't want to hit them. You don't even want to go first. Unless you can stun them, right?
What is historic? What is the community vote? You
Yeah.
put
He
it
was a
there.
late addition.
So, but I think he just posted it just before this call, right? So what did they say? They have to be the
Because we are tied, so and I don't have a strong opinion on this one, so we'll let the community decide this one.
He said it was about split.
Yeah.
all right. So what
Superman
does
is
that mean?
still S. He's ranked 5th highest in the game, according to the community.
Wow, that's so high.
Oof.
Okay.
So, in other words,
Boom! I do
wait a
think
minute. I looked at Superman. I looked at Superman. What am I doing?
All right. The community still has
yeah.
Aquaman as S tier.
Yep, he's top 10 still.
I still think he's really good. Don't get
I
me
do too.
wrong.
I
I just don't think he's.
he
I just don't
is.
think he's S.
Yeah, I don't think he says. I think. All right. Look at this list. Q is better. Etrigan's better. Connor's better.
He's a low
Martian
S.
Manhunter's better. Yeah.
I think he's one of the worst S's.
No. He's still very good.
Superman and him are not S. But
Superman
otherwise,
is absolute. Superman, I would argue to my grave. Aquaman, I could be persuaded, but
I would argue Dawnstar in this current meta is better than Aquaman.
agreed.
well, let's talk Azrael because
Sure. Yeah, let's add. I'm gonna add
because
him.
there's I tried to add him, but he wouldn't move up because he's garbage.
All right, let's add him.
I think he's a solid A.
He's not garbage.
Well, right now he's S tier, so he's definitely not S tier.
All right,
He's not
Yeah, but
garbage.
there's a big difference between garbage and S.
My honest vote, like not being ridiculous, is a B tier. I think he's a B tier character now.
All right, I'm gonna.
I go A.
No, I go A.
Yeah.
Because his
I'd argue A.
his dumb
because
thing
he's
never
still pretty good.
procs. He really I mean, what do you like? Do you ever reach for him to kill anyone anymore?
I used him in the siege just
Yeah.
because.
I think he's
The only
actually
reason
pretty
I
good
ever
against
bring him
Jake,
is to
right?
be a dick.
Which you always are. So yes, you use him a lot. Right?
I'd bring him to the TOL.
Same.
See,
I
I'm
wouldn't
not
bring
He
Superman.
doesn't scare me even slightly anymore.
Like, here's my game plan when it comes to Azrael. Azrael is a toon I throw in when I'm like, I'm probably going to lose this match. I can't think of a comp. But if everything just goes to complete shit, there's a chance Azrael will just start jumping around and save me.
Hey, do you have him RB5?
No, I have him L5 and he dies to anything. They even look at him.
So Windy did actually bring up.
It's probably the skin. You're probably not using the right skin, Hate.
Yeah. At L5, he is. I'd be
Yeah,
surprised.
he could.
You
be. I
guys
have
probably
not
would
used
not
him.
vote him. You guys would not vote him A tier.
I guess
at
the question is, Kate,
L5.
would
Even
you say
Doombox
he's
doesn't
better
think he's
than
A tier
Grail?
anymore.
I don't know. I mean, again, he's still really good. If he gets hit a couple times, he's still going to survive.
No, he won't. He does.
And if he gets strength ups, he has true sight. He's going to hit you. If he gets going, you can't stun him. Like he's good. He's definitely not good.
I think if you let him pop off,
Burger as
he's
RB4.
super
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, I mean, at L5,
RB4 and
he
RB5,
sucks.
he's probably good.
No,
Just-
but the problem with Azrael is
But
he's
we're
only
comparing
L5
everything,
for a
right?
turn. Give him a few hits and then he's
But
like,
he won't survive
it
the
doesn't
hits at
matter.
L5. That's the problem. He dies to literally everything at L5.
There's
Here's
ways
the thing,
to help him
he does
survive.
not have to get hit. His teammates can get hit, and he'll
Yeah.
come.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
he just gets AoE down. Is what my problem is.
Damn it. Every
yeah.
one of us have him
yeah.
at least RB4 or
Hey,
higher.
hey, hey! It's like you like playing baseball without a cup.
Yeah, you just get
You
hit.
know, yeah, his purpose is, you put a taunter around him and let him go nuts.
That's not gonna save him from an AoE.
He's
Well,
not
we're
that
also
easy
in
to
a very
kill.
blue meta. He's pretty good in
Yeah,
this
I
blue
agree
meta.
with that. Yes, that's
Well, at
Yeah.
least he's getting bumped down to A because he's absolutely not S tier.
yeah, I'm fine with him going
Nah,
down
I'm
to
fine with
A.
A because
Yeah,
Connor
B.
Connor is the best red, I think, at the moment.
Oh yeah,
Agreed.
hands down, yes. Well, Atrocitus may have a say in that.
Yeah,
Or Cheshire.
Yeah.
yeah, but I wasn't really basing
Question.
it on those. Oh, Question's probably the best utility toon, hands down.
Yeah,
Yes.
I rank really Question Peacemaker's way better than he is. I'd still take Nightwing over him.
Ooh, that's a good another one. All right, so you got your wish, Azrael A. Who else do you want to bump down hate while we still have you?
I gotta get going. We're in an hour and 10 minutes, so.
All right.
What? Oh, so we don't have. So I wanted
Yeah.
to bring up. What are your guys' thoughts of WB shout out to us the other day?
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
we didn't even mention
Oh
that.
yeah,
since
we
last...
should. Thanks, Burger.
Thanks, Barry. And I never watched that video you guys sent. So.
Yeah. So I obviously, I have a few thoughts of it. One, I
Don't worry, nobody listens at an hour and 10 minutes. Anyway.
well, just put on there. Just listen to the very end.
Yeah.
So
Let's go. We think anybody listens to the first 10 minutes.
That usually 18 minutes is the analytics tell me. They make
Yeah,
it.
so when I look, so we should cut this and move it at the very beginning then. So I personally, I feel like like the community's just in a point right now, no matter what the hell happens, everybody's just like, nope, I'm pissed off. I don't agree with this. And for something that, they just said, hey, we looked at the tier list and then they just brought it up. Like everybody's like, oh shit, why are they using the owls? Why are they doing this? And so, I watch some, podcasts pretty regularly of some of the videos and stuff. And I'm like, okay, like one, I respect the shit out of a lot of the guys that are doing it. And a lot of times have personal relationships with everybody. And I'm just like, okay, well, hey, let's look at, their rosters. And so I start pulling it up and I start looking at other people in their alliance. And I'm like, hey, there's a reason why, generally, like we're all in here talking about it. Like most of us have all of these toons, L5, at least. And a lot of times, like we're buying them when their sale first comes out, or even during like the gem before that, just buying plain shards and being dumbasses with our financial future usually. But we do all this, but we do it obviously because we love the game, we love the community, we love it, being able to interact with each other. But it's just like one, people acted like we were the ones that are lobbying them, saying, "Hey, use our tier list." I think WB just did something to try to be nice and try to say, "Hey, guys, we're doing this," and to get backlash over something so small. I'm like, come on, guys! Like there has to be something better that we can use with our time than just flipping out about something, just a sentence inside of one of their posts. And regardless if any of us agreed with the toons that should have been chosen or not, I do think they rectified it right. Like they have a community poll now that they're dealing with it, which I think is great. But it just at least shows like every step of the way that they're trying something different and listening and trying to be better, whether or not they're listening to the tier list to try to get something because they didn't have time to roll a poll out. But then when they had time to roll a poll out, they did that. But just again, like it's just like, man, like how is it that no matter what somebody does, it's just so negative and so toxic? It just blows my mind.
And people in the chat are asking what you're referring to. So there's been a few people out there that have been all bent out of shape that they use the owl tier list because they think we don't take it seriously or because we have bias in it, which there's no such thing as a tier list that doesn't have bias. So I mean that's just what's gonna happen.
That's why we have like
Yeah, we have like six
5,
different
6
people
and then
voting, and if it's close, we'll allow some bias to sometimes creep in. And now that we know
Right.
that, I mean, obviously now that we know that WB is actually using it, we're gonna try to be a little more.
like not voting Atom trash tier.
Yeah, I mean, we'll leave that off because it's entertaining. But you know what? I don't even care. Whatever.
No, but for the most part, we try our best.
Yeah.
Like we use the tunes, we take them through the paces, and that's also why we have. All right, the problem is some people just look at the picture and then just make the decision. And like this 6 people here can't agree on the vote, right? So you have to listen and see what resonates with you. Don't just look at the picture, don't look at the tier, listen and see if you can find a justification for those tiers, right?
And
And then you can-
Doombox, is mentioning, WB has the community tier list, but also, the community tier list. A lot of times people just vote because they like the character. Like, ooh, my favorite character is this character, so I'm gonna give them S tier. Like those votes aren't always people playing them. They just saw a video of something.
Well, but still it lines up though, right? So I
Most
guess
of the
we're
time,
doing
it's pretty
something
close
right.
to what we vote. So, I mean, we have a few differences here and there, but mostly it's pretty similar. So, I would say, WB's. All I know is we made it. We finally made it. It took 6 years. The game,
Big time.
the game is, on life support, but we finally made it. So,
I think it's no coincidence that almost joined us and then it's suddenly being used by WB.
yeah.
Yep. They're waiting for that.
Someone with sense, right?
So
Try to use all
did you
the.
guys want to bump Killer Frost up to B tier real quick, just to piss off the crowd?
Man,
I don't even. What did we even have her voted? Let's next month. Let's vote on her. I don't want to do it today,
Okay. All right. Fair.
but I don't even know what we have her voted at right now.
Probably the C or B. But she's trash right now.
She's not in the list.
Yeah, I know. She's not.
She's B tier right now. Holy crap!
That's a travesty we need to fix next month.
Next month we'll vote on her. She's at the very minimum going to C tier, but very.
Oh yeah,
likely
and you
trash.
have her RB5 and she's
Yeah.
unusable, right?
Yeah, I would say she's probably trash.
Some people would say it's already unplayable.
Okay, let's just put her in trash right now. I'm down for it.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, just add her to the list and we'll trash her. Screw it. Because she's terrible. Like, you can't use her at all.
Mine's Rebirth and I can't use her.
Mine's
Alright,
RB5
I'm
and I
gonna-
can't use her, so.
All right, I'm gonna bump her up. All right, there you go. Hate, you can find her now.
Okay. Okay. She's.
hey, no voting for me, okay? Listen to that. I'm voting her S.
Wait, why do I get a vote here? I was gonna just see. But
3 S's and 2 T's. I think that makes her C tier.
see, hate that. This is why we get hate.
That's why we get the abuse of power.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys talked me into it. I moved her down to T.
Alright,
Trash.
there you go.
There we go.
I mean, she really is
Yeah.
terrible now.
I'm gonna say C, but it's not gonna affect things. It's just gonna still be trash. All right, there you go.
What's
got
your real
trash
vote, almost?
My real vote, C.
See,
So,
almost in I can like see eye to eye.
that's still
Yeah.
T. So, made it to trash. Trash it is. Alright, so I think that is everything. We can
Cool.
talk other tunes another time because people keep bringing up other ones. But
We have until next month.
Yeah, it was good catching up and everybody listening.
Send me a DM,
Yeah,
guys.
bring it
if
out.
you
Yep.
think-
Yeah,
And
man.
I hope to see you on Wednesday when we cover the reworks. All right.
yes.
That should be- yeah. Glad we could all get
Right.
along.
In
By
honor-
the way, guys, if there's
Yeah.
any tunes that you want to be mentioned, DM me. I will get them on the list.
All right.
Can we put Grail on that
I
list?
can I actually have control of the sheet. I can be bribed also.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. We appreciate it. We had a decent little audience here today. Doombox, we'll let you rant next month. If
Ooh,
you
we
want
see
to.
the guest.
If you want to be the
All
guest
right.
next month, too.
All right, there you go.
All right. Later all.
live invitation. All right. See ya.
All right, later.
Later.
I was watching some guy stream with a dinosaur on it, trying to get advice on how to beat a hard team. And he just kept yelling at me because I wasn't gear 11. You know where you can get great advice without being lectured for not gearing your characters? By becoming a Patreon. It's Cheetah-licious. Become a Patreon today and get special perks like Patreon-only episodes, early reviews, and content based on your requests. Just go to patreon.com/WROL